Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this. Well, not very bright moment from the WIZKIDS and WotC. Right from comic book. WIZKIDS answers Dungeons & Dragons mystery in the 50th anniversary set. Exclusive. Amazing exclusive, right. So, as you all know, one of the most popular arts ever created for Dungeons & Dragons, it's this little image over here. As you all know, it looks like a warrior or whatever, fighting a red dragon. And it's one of the things that made a lot of people to purchase the Dungeons & Dragons set years upon years ago, and still to this day in a certain way. And for me, it's also something I connect to Dungeons & Dragons. Basically the same one with this one, which is what I got into for RPG. This image here is iconic for me as well, and it's like a red dragon with a warrior or something fighting it or preparing to fight it. Let's face it, if it doesn't roll a 20, I'm very sure this thing here is going to get killed. But either way, it's one of those iconic things of Dungeons & Dragons. It's one of those, well, very, very much what you'll expect when you think Dungeons & Dragons. Here is the image that paints in your head. You paint that because it's one of the things, even as a kid, you would see that and, oh my god, I wanna play that. This thing looks cool. So, obviously, that's the thing you will see. So, once again, let's take a look at the original image, painted by Elmore. Larry Elmore, I believe that's his name. Yeah, Larry. And, as you can see, you can see the shield, the guy over here, the white warrior. Well, you would expect WotC to do the same thing. Right out of the bat, we know the guy here is not a white person. And then suddenly you turn, it's a woman. Yeah. That's not very bright, is it? That's not very well representative. In fact, let's take a look at what they said. As you can see here in the render above, a WIZKIDS red box warrior matches the pose of the original artwork, right down to the raised sword and lunging pose. WIZKIDS also points out that their depiction of the red box warrior is, quote, purposefully and clearly presented as a woman, providing a bit of a surprise for some wondering about details about this iconic warrior from DnD past. Well, now that's a very interesting thing. Don't you think that this thing is like a white guy? Because it looks very much like a white guy. I know in this day and age you expect women to be muscular with man jaws, everything, and they look like Abby from Last of Us, or I don't know, Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad of the game, or the other retarded crap from Hades 2. I know you expect that, but back in the past, they were clearly women. I mean, it's always been clearly women, right? Well, before I continue, here's a trailer.
Chosen knights. We are born of sin and crime. We are repentance personified. We are immortal. We are legend. We are God's wrath made manifest. And we know no fear.
Right. So, as you can see here, the shape of the guy here is clearly a man. It's not a she thing or something that we all know that it is kind of plaguing games today in this day and age, especially because we made a mistake to let the demographic who does not play these games to get some clout by actually claiming they do play it. But I mean, look at it. It's clearly a guy. So you're going to say, but the creator really obviously meant it like it's a woman. I mean, you can actually go and ask the creator, the guy who made this image. Clearly he knows what he's talking about. Clearly he actually made it thinking about it. I mean, it's very clear, isn't it? Well, let's go and take a look at the actual guy itself. Let me just censor something here, and we're good. Right. So let's go and take a look at what guy, the literal author or the artist who made the image says. Right. So here's what he said. I recently was asked a question about the ancient painting I did for the cover of the Red Box edition. Did you paint a male or female? It's a man. Gary didn't know what he wanted, how he wanted, but something simple that would jump out at you. He wanted a male warrior. If it was a woman, you would know it, for I'm pretty famous for painting women. For this specific painting, while I hide the face of the warrior so it is anonymous, it was painted as a man. You can interpret it however you want, for that is the magic of art. But I am answering a question that was asked without context. Now, the dragon, on the other hand, well, kind of like a quip over there. But again, look, this is a man. The creator of the image said it is a man, a white man to begin with. There is no questions about that. And here is the creator, who is Larryelmore, and some of his arts. I think we can clearly see that he does paint women very clearly, that they do look like women. Not man jaws, not man things, not the other things around that we have become quite clearly very much familiar with in the games today. I mean, look at this art, look at the art on this side, and let you decide. Does that image, does this look like a woman to you? No, it does not. So we are here very much in, once again, WIZKIDS trying to gaslight you. Kind of like, well, Games Workshop saying, it's always been female. The female custodians have always had females. Yeah, now we have this. Another gaslighting from the WIZKIDS. Obviously, this thing is going to cost a fortune that very few people are going to purchase to begin with. I mean, is that a brown Latina? What woman or black woman? I have no clue what they are trying to portray, but here from the back you can see it's a dude. But then again, the man jaws are right again. The gaslighting is quite real, and some people are not taking it well because it's absolutely very retarded. But there are also very other retarded people who are SJWs and say, but it's just the character. It's not that important. Why are you upset about it? Then you go and ask them if it is not that important, and why do the change to begin with? Then you're met with nothing more than crickets. Nothing more than crickets. Just crickets. They are never able, ever able to answer that question. Not without doing some very mental gymnastics or completely ignoring it and attacking you. Personally, that's how SJWs do on work. Those are the SJWs. These people are leftists and they are all about gaslighting. That's the only way they can spread their narrative. Fuck. Isn't it? Well, on that goddamn fucking hell, have a great fucking night. And remember, fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you.